In this video, we're going to have a look at RumbleFeed. Now, RumbleFeed is really our take on social media optimized for the automotive enthusiast. So a lot of the function here is going to be very reminiscent of some of the popular social media platforms like X, Facebook, Instagram, and others. The real concept here is this has been engineered for the automotive enthusiast. So let's take a tour of the features and function that's available inside of RumbleFeed. Of course, to access RumbleFeed, you'll click RumbleFeed from the left-hand navigation. And when you first log in, this is where we deliver you by default. And at the very top, you have search. So a great way to find very specific content by entering in a keyword or phrase and searching. You also have a series of filters here at the very top right. So by default, we show you popular posts within the last 30 days, but you can switch this to new posts, most replied, most liked, or you can filter to show the posts from people that you are actively following. And depending on the filter, you have a time interval, so you can constrain the results either by today or you can broaden it to all time. Now next, and by default, we typically show seen posts. So maybe you've already seen something, but you want to be able to see it again or revisit it. So you can choose whether, when you're filtering, whether something that you've already seen will continue to display or not. So you can toggle on or off show seen posts. Again, as you're scrolling through your feed and scrolling through content, if you've scrolled past something, we are recording that, and you can choose to again have content that you've previously have examined display or not. Now the next major action here is My Posts, and as the name implies, these are all of your posts that you've created. So if you need to come back to edit or modify, maybe you want to go look at the replies and you want to engage with RumbleSeat users, you can go to My Posts to see all of your content. And then to the far right, you'll see a little icon here that's for your saved posts. So if a user posts something that's interesting, you can click Save, and that will then save to your bookmarks, so you can come back and access that at any point in time. So again, it's a great way to create a library of content from other users and save that so you can revisit it later. Now let's take a look at the anatomy of a typical Rumble post. You can see the user that posted the content, of course, their profile photo. And then if generally in a post, you can compose a message, which is text, and then you can add media, photos, video. You can mix the two. You can drag and drop a bunch of media. You can even put attachments. So a great way to showcase content in using video and photo. Now from the sort of main view of a post, you can like content. So I can click like. You can click reply. And if you want to reply to a user's content, here you can compose your reply. And notice in a reply, it's just like making a Rumble post. You can enter in your content, you can drag and drop photos or video, you can click the little attachment icon if you would rather have a dedicated way to drag and drop or browse for your photos or video. You can even put in a link. So let's say that you have a YouTube link. You can post that YouTube link by pasting it into this little box here, and we will embed a preview of that YouTube video. There's also an emoji library, so you can spice up and decorate your message, and you can even add an animated GIF. So here inside of RumbleSeat, we have the ability to add a GIF, so you can search by keyword. So I can put in like happy birthday or whatever is relevant, and you can search and include a little animated message directly into your reply. So that's how you reply to a user's post. You can also repost. So if you want to share somebody's content on your feed, you can click repost and you have the ability to repost it with no context, or you can repost it with a quote and you can put context above that. So if you want to storytell or you have something to add to a user's post, feel free to repost as quote. Now the next major action here is share. So you can copy a link or you can share on different platforms. If you want to take this content and share it externally, or copy maybe text or send as part of an email, whatever it might be, clicking share will let you access a direct link to either the Rumble post, or even you can share another user's reply. So let's go back to a post here. There's some replies on this one. So if you click on a post, that's going to take you to a view here where you can then see all of the replies that users have left on that post. So you're free to like replies. You can even reply to a reply, and we keep that as a threaded, so we make it clear, that structure. And at the very top, I also wanted to point out that there's a little icon here where you can show replies as most relevant, top liked, most replied to, newest, or oldest. So you're in full control over how you visualize different replies. If a Rumble post has a lot of engagement on it, that's a handy feature. So that's really the anatomy of a post. Let's talk about actually composing a Rumble post. You click the blue button that says Create Rumble Post, and here you have the ability to compose your message. So you can enter in text. You can drag and drop content right on this little modal, and we'll upload that content for you. Or like I mentioned with replies, you can click the little attachment icon. Now I want to point out some unique things about this interface, and this is how we're a bit more distinct and again engineered for the automotive enthusiast, is you can do a Rumble post as your account. So here I am, RumbleSeat is my username, but I can click this little caret, and if you have ownership, or maybe you're a moderator or admin on a car club website that's hosted by RumbleSeat, you can choose to compose a Rumble post as a car club. And this is a great way to message your club. Maybe you just want to promote your club to draw a new membership. And so let me show you some visibility settings as you're composing a post. You can choose who gets to see that content. By default, a Rumble post is set to public, so any RumbleSeat user can see and can interact. So they can like, they can repost, they can reply, they can engage with your content. So that's by default, but you can switch it to followers. So only users that are following you will see your post. Or if you're posting as a car club website, then you can choose to post to a car club. And so this would send this message only to the car club members. So again, it's a great way to control the audience, visibility, who gets to see and interact with your post. Really a great feature if you're a car club looking to draw in more membership and actively promote yourself. Think about composing posts regularly as a car club and do it public. But maybe you're a private club, or you're invite only. Maybe you have a brand new event that you want to promote to all of your members. Well, you can choose to change the visibility settings to be more appropriate. Now, just like social media platforms, you can use hashtag, and you can also @ users. So as you're writing your post, you can hit the hash, and then you can enter in something like Porsche, for example, and then you can choose a hashtag that matches, or you can enter in a new one. So that's a great way to be included in search by entering in hashtags, which acts as keywords. And then you can also @ a specific user. So you can type in 2 characters or more to then find a user if you want to send a message to a specific user and call out a fellow RumbleSeat user, or maybe even a car club member. Great way to engage. All right, so last is the rest of the dashboard. Here on the right-hand side, you have a little trending indication of the different searchable hashtags that are prominent, that are getting promotion. So a great way to see what's trending on RumbleSeat. And then you have a little indicator of who you're actively following, and you can click this little icon to see a modal view of the different people that you're engaged with. And then you can see an indication of who to follow. And this is a great way to follow users, to engage with other folks, and to make sure that their content ends up in your Rumble feed. So if you're interested in what a specific user is posting, you might want to follow them. So again, that's going to amplify their content in your feed. So again, this has been a quick review of RumbleFeed. This is a great way to just see fresh, new content from different RumbleSeat users. Make sure to post. So if you're at Cars and Coffee, or different tours or automotive events like auctions, think about taking photos and video and posting that content to RumbleFeed to share the events you're attending with other enthusiasts. It's really just a great way to build our community together.